Okay, programs and notes I'll share to it. Except that, did you go to the recording? Did you go to the recording? Yes, super. Now, so last class, okay. So I've given you the introduction that why should we study locators, correct? Okay, last class I've just given you what? Last class I've given you the introduction that why you should study locators. Correct, right? So let's have a very quick revision. So guys, look at my screen. Why locators? Why should you study locators? So before performing, so if you take any web application, application will consist of username text field, password text field. Okay, it will consist of radio buttons, links, etc., etc., etc. So usually we perform typing action, selecting, and deleting. Correct, right? So before performing any actions, before performing any actions such as typing, selecting, deleting, etc., we need to we need to check for the check for the presence of the element. Correct, right? So before performing any action such as what? Typing, clicking, selecting, deleting, we need to check for the presence of the element. To check the presence of the element, we go with the concept called as what? Locators. Yes, everybody understood why are we studying? So before we perform any actions on the application, we need to check whether the element is present. If the element is present only, we can perform the actions. Else, we cannot perform the actions. To check that presence, we are going to study this concept called as locators. Okay. Now, let's understand what is locator. What is locators and types of locators? Okay, so first one, what is locators? Locators are the locators are the static methods. What are locators? Locators are the static methods. One second. Locators are the static methods of by class, and by is the abstract method. It's the abstract method. Okay. So what is locators? Locators are the static methods of by class, and by is the abstract method. Okay. So what are locators? Locators are the static methods of the by class, and by is the abstract methods. So let me discuss about types of locators. So here we have 8 types of locators. ID locator, name locator, link text locator, partial link text locator, partial link text locator. Next, tag name locator, class name locator, CSS selector, and XPath. Okay, so what is locators? Locators are the static methods of the by class, and by is the abstract class. So we have eight types of locators: ID, name, link text, partial link text locator, tag name, class name, C selector, and XPath. So we are going to study one by one in detail with the example. What's the use of every locator? When do we use example? Everything we're going to study in detail. Okay, everybody understood why are we studying locators, what is locators and types? Okay, please make a note of this. Please make a note of this. Declaration. Okay, without declaration we call it as locator, abstract methods. Okay, can we start? Now we will learn one by one. Okay, and guys, see, you should have patience until unless I complete all eight varieties. Okay, you should all have patience until unless I do all 8 types of locators. Okay, so we are going to learn one by one. After completion of 8 types, only you will understand, you'll get a clarity when to use, what to use, everything. Okay, till then, whatever I tell you, please continue for next 3 to 4 days. Whatever I tell you, please continue. So you'll get a clarity only on Thursday. Okay, you'll get a clarity only on Thursday. So when to use, what to use, how to use. Okay, till then have patience. Till then have patience. Okay, now look at my screen. Guys, if you consider, let me take one small example first. Okay, let's go with small example first. So if you take any application, okay, so you can see this is the UI of the application, correct, right? It consists of what? Username, password, login, all these things. As I told you, this application is developed using which language? All your web applications are developed using what language? I already taught you. Using what? HTML. Everybody agrees? All your web application is developed using a language called as what? HTML. Okay. Now, I want to see how is this username text box is developed. Now, I want to see what? How this username text field is developed. Okay. Now, I want to see the source code of it. How do I see the source code of it? Right click, inspect. When I do right click, inspect, can you able to see the source code? Are you able to see the source code? Means the code which is written to develop that application. Means what? The code which is written to develop that application, that we call it as what? Source code. Are you understanding? The code which is used to develop the application, that we call it as the source code. Clear? Clear? I'll repeat again. I'll repeat again. All your web applications are developed using a language called as what? HTML. In order to see the source code of the application, so we need to right click and we need to inspect. When we right click inspect, we can see the source code of the application. What we can do? We can see the source code of the application. Clear? Clear? Everybody's clear? Understood? 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 Okay, make a note, one small note. One small no note. Make a note. Make a note. All the web applications are developed using using HTML. To see the source code of the element, we need to right click and inspect. Make a note. How do you see the source code of any application? Is it clear? How do you see the source code? Is it clear? So you need to do what? Right click and inspect. Make a note. Make a note. Finished? Okay. Now everybody understand. So we are going to study one by one in detail with an example. One by one locators we are going to study. First we are going to talk about ID locator. Okay. First we are going to talk about ID locator. Okay, this concept is very important. I told you very seriously that you should be on time, and you guys are not still following that. If you're not being on time, you'll not understand the concept. Okay. Now look at my screen. So there is a username text field. What is there? Username text field. So what is an action will you do it on username text field? Everybody tell me. What's an action will you do it on username text field? It's a typing action. It's a typing action. Correct, right? So let me right click. Let me click on inspect. Now, if you look at the source code, that blue color is highlighted, right? That is a source code. Okay, that blue color is highlighted in the this one, that is called a source code. In that source code, can you people see a ID locator is present? Can you see ID locator is present? Yes. Yes. Okay. What is the value of that ID locator? What is the value of ID locator? It is username. It is what? Username. One more thing. Never copy, never type it. Okay? Never type it. You should always copy paste the value. Okay, so how do you copy paste? Nothing, just go double click. See, just click on it and copy. Okay, never type it. Why, ma'am, we should not type it? Because sometimes spaces will be there. Space is also character. If you type it, you will miss out. If you type it, you will miss out. Okay, always see, double click, copy, paste it. Are you understanding? Are you understanding? Always copy, paste it. Always copy, paste it. Okay, now look at my screen. Where is that? Mm, Let me create a class. Select the main method. Click on finish. Everyone tell me. Step number 1. How do you launch the browser? How do we launch the browser?
Web driver.
Web driver,
Web driver
driver,
new web Chrome
Equals
driver.
to new Chrome driver.
new
Firefox.
Chrome driver. So now, what is that red color line?
Try to
Meaning,
import the
what is that
browser
red
to
color
import the
line?
to import.
We need to
To
import this
import web driver, and you need to import driver.
Chrome driver.
Okay.
Chrome driver.
What is the next? What is the next step?
Get URL.
Maximize
Get
driver
Maximize.
dot
maximize.
manage dot
Dot
window
get.
dot
Window dot
maximize.
maximize.
Super. What is the next
Window.
step?
copy the
I need to
URL.
enter the
Driver dot
URL.
get.
Get the URL.
I need to enter the
Driver dot
URL
get.
using get method.
Driver
Driver
dot
dot
get.
get.
Now, let's mute everyone. So what is the use of mute everyone? What's the use of get method? It is used to wait. It is used to enter the URL, and it will wait until the page is been loaded. Correct, right? Now what I will do? Let me go copy the URL and let me paste it over here. Okay. Now, next code. How to write the next code. Now look at my screen. I want everybody to mute. Mayur Kushkan, please mute. So how do I do that. Look here. So I'm going to write one piece of code. How do I write that? Driver dot find element by using ID locator. What was the value we copied? No? Username. Correct? What's the value we copied? Whatever is there, the value you should copy from the application. Whatever the value is there, you need to copy from that application. Okay. So, everybody understood? So, driver dot find element by dot using username. Now, username. Now, look at my screen. Look at my screen. What's the meaning of it? That means in the browser. In the browser. In the browser. We have to find the element. We have to find the element by using ID locator with username value. Understanding? So what we are doing in the browser, we have to find the element. We are finding the element. Which element? That username text field. Okay. In the browser, we have to find an element using what? ID locator who is having the value with the value. What's the value of it? Username value. Correct, right? Now, guys, remember one thing. Everybody understood what's the meaning of the statement? Everybody understood the meaning of the statement? Yes. Note. See, guys, whenever you want to perform a typing action, remember, whenever you want to perform a typing action, we use a method called as send keys. Send keys is a method. Whenever we perform a click action, we use a method called as click method. Clear? Whenever we perform a typing action, we use send keys method. Whenever we perform a click action, we perform click action. Okay. In the browser, we have to find the element by using what? ID locator with the username value. Clear? Everybody's clear? Everybody's clear? Okay, now let's start writing the code. Okay, now step number 1, as I told you, you should never type, guys, whatever is there. If your name is also there, you just copy it. Whatever is there, you should copy paste. You should not do it. Okay, see, double click, copy, double click, copy. Okay, now see, we will write the code. So how do we write the code? Driver dot find the element. We are trying to identify that element by using which locator? See, we have all types. By using which locator we are studying as of now. As I told, we're going to study one by one. So by using what locator? ID locator. By using what? ID locator. Copy paste the value. Never type it. Copy paste the value. Dot send keys. You have to type. You type whatever you want, whatever the data you want to send, you type it. Okay, let me give proper data. I want to send the data as admin. You can give anything, numbers, special characters, string, anything you can give. Okay, everybody's clear. Everybody is clear. So in the browser, you're finding the element by using id locator, and we are performing what? Typing action, and you're sending a value as admin. Now let me run the code. Now what I will do? Let me run the code. Now what it happens? It opens the browser, maximizes, enters the URL. It will wait until the complete page is loaded. Now we're typing what? Admin. Now it is typing what? Admin. Everybody's clear. Everybody's clear. Everybody understood. Everybody understood. Okay, make a note of this. Make a note of this first. Make a note of this first. Make a note of this. Guys, you people know the class timings, right? Everyone. You people are aware of class timings, right? Everyone is aware of class timings, right? It's at 7 o'clock. It's not 7:30 or 7:40. You should be on time if you're interested to learn. If you're not interested to learn, you can join anytime. Don't ask me to repeat. I'm so sorry. I'll not be repeating. Everybody is understanding, right? I'm going very slowly. One word, one explanation, everything is given. If you join in your own sweet time, 100% you will not understand. 100% you will not understand if you join in your own sweet time. Remember this. Finish writing? Finish writing? Finish writing? Okay, make it. Srinivas, class is 7 o'clock, not at Srinivas, Akash. Why are you joining now? After telling you the seriousness, after telling you guys the seriousness, also you guys are joining at this time. What should I tell you for you? What should I tell this for you? After telling you the seriousness of the topic, also you guys will join at 7:40. What does it mean? That shows you're not interested. Don't ask me to repeat. I'm so sorry. I'll not be repeating anything. I told you today onwards very important concept and the core concepts of selenium you're going to join. And you guys said don't have interest. It's 42 minutes the class is done and you guys are joining now. Anyways, if you guys are not interested, what can I do? Finish writing? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, super. Now, let's go with the next locator. Okay, what is the next locator? Name locator. Guys, I'll tell you one note. Next locator is what? Name locator. So we are trying to identify the element by using name locator. We are trying to identify. We are going to identify the element by using what? Name locator. Okay. So guys, now look at my screen, everyone. Let me right click on the password and let me click on inspect. Let me right click on the program and let me right click on the password. Let me click on inspect. So can you people see there is a name locator? Can you people see there is a name locator? What is the value of the name locator? What's the value of the name locator? What's the value of the name locator? It is PWD. Will you copy it or will you type it? Will you copy it or will you type it? You have to always copy it. You should never type it. You should always copy it. Now tell me, how do you write this code? Tell me guys, how do you write the code? Everybody tell me. Everybody tell me. Driver dot find element by using which locator? Using which locator? Using name locator. Copy paste the value. Now in password, what's the action will you do? In the password text field, what's an action will you do? It is typing again. Typing means what? Send keys. Typing means what? Send keys. Okay. Now let me run the program. Let me run the program. It opens the browser, maximizes, enters the URL. It enters username and password. It enters username and password. Everybody understood ID locator and name locator? Everybody understood ID locator and name locator? So note. Look here. Now, I have taught you two locators. Correct, right? I have taught you what locators? ID locator and name locator. Okay. If ID is there, you use ID. In case ID is not there, we are going to use name locator. Is it clear? If ID is there, use ID locator. If ID is not there, use name locator. Okay. Now, will you automate one scenario? Will you automate one scenario? Yes. Make a note. Automate. Make a heading. Start writing along with me. Automate the following scenario. Open the browser. Write it along with me. Maximize the browser. Enters the URL of facebook.com enter the username, enter the password, click on login button. Okay, so you have to open the browser and maximize. You have to enter the URL. Guys, 1 minute. You have to do on the application which I tell only till I complete all. Don't try to take your own wish application. Hold on until I complete all 8 varieties. After completion of 8 varieties only, you will be able to take any application of your own choice. Okay, so you cannot take whichever application you wanted. You have to take the application whichever application I give. Why I didn't tell about button? Button is what action? Click. Instead of send keys, use click. You should use, you're all engineers graduates, not LKG kid. Correct? Finish writing. The code is clear. Finish writing. Okay, start writing. So you can make use of ID locator or name locator. You can make use of ID locator or name locator. If ID is there, start using ID. If ID is not there, make use of name. Start writing the scenario. I'll give you 5 minutes of time. Done? Everybody's completed? Okay, now let's start writing the code. Now let's start writing the code. Now look at my screen. Now look at my screen, everyone. Look at my screen, everyone. Let me create a class. Right click, new, create a class. Test number 1. Select a main method. Click on finish. Click on finish. Step number 1. I need to open the browser. So driver equals to new Chrome driver off. Okay, so what I need to do, let me import. Okay, so let me import WebDriver. Let me import Chrome driver. Step number 1. I need to open the browser. What is the step number 2? I need to maximize. Driver.manage.window.maximize. Step number 3, driver.get. Let me go enter the URL of the application. So which application? We're talking about Facebook application. Let me copy the URL of Facebook application. Let me paste it. Okay. Now look at my screen. Let me go to facebook.com. Okay. Now let me inspect the username text box. Let me inspect the password text box. Let me click on login. Correct, right? Let me right click. Let me right click. Let me click. Let me right click. Let me inspect. So guys, if you look at the source code, you have ID locator also, you have name locator also, correct? You have what? ID locator also, you have name locator also, correct? So you can use anything, your choice. Your choice. You can use ID or you can use name. Your choice it is. So I have taught you both locators. You can use anything, your wish. Okay? You can use ID locator or you can use name locator, your wish. Okay? So let me make use of what? ID locator. Anything you can make use of. I've taught you both. Copy the value, driver dot find element by using ID locator, copy paste the value dot send the keys. So I'm going to enter whatever you want to enter. If you have an account, you enter the proper valid ID. If you don't have, you enter whatever name you want. Okay, whatever data you want, you can type it. Okay, now similarly, let me go and inspect the password. Right click, inspect the password. So when you inspect the password, here also what is there? Here also what is there? ID is there, name is there, correct? You can use anything, your choice. Your choice. You can use ID locator or you can use name locator. Anything, your choice. Your choice. So driver dot find element by using ID locator, paste the value, send the keys, anything. Type the data. Type the data. Okay, next. Let me go and inspect the login button. Let me go and inspect the login button. Right click, inspect. If you go and inspect, if you here also what you have, ID is there, name is there, ID is there, name is there. You can use whatever you want. Let me use name locator. Let me use name locator. Now look at my screen, everyone. Driver dot find element by using name locator, copy paste the value. Guys, it's a button. What an action will you do it on button? Typing or clicking? It's a button. What is the action will you do it? It's a click. So we are going to use a method called click method. We're going to use a method called as click method. Let me run the code. We open the browser, maximizes, it enters the username, password, it clicked on login. Yes or no? Yes or no? I'll run it again. Look at my screen. It opens the browser, maximizes, enters the URL, enters the password, and it will click on login. Everybody understood? Okay. If you have done any mistake, correct your mistakes. I'll give you 2 minutes of time. Correct the mistakes. Correct the mistakes. observe carefully. Now observe carefully. By mistake, you've copied the wrong value. Okay. Now look at my screen. Look at my screen. By mistake, you have copied a wrong name. Okay. So is this name is there? This value is correct? Is this value is correct? No. By mistake, this value is wrong. By mistake, what? This value is wrong. In such cases, if you run this program, okay, by mistake, you have copied a wrong value. Okay, if you run the program, you will get, is it entering the username? Is it entering the username? No, it's not entering the username. You would have got one beautiful exception. You would have got one exception. What is that exception? No such element exception. You would have got one exception. No such element exception. What's the meaning of it? There is no element which is present. Okay, no such element exception. There is no such element which is present. Are you understanding? Correct, right? Address is wrong. If I give a wrong address, can you reach? No, no such element exception. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, now value you have copy pasted correctly. Value you have copy pasted correctly. Locator name is wrong. Let's assume no. Now tell me, is it a Java exception or is it a Selenium exception? Is it a Java exception or is it a Selenium exception? It is a Selenium exception. Neatly it is specified here only. Correct, right? It is a Selenium. It is written only. Why are you telling Java? It is written only here only. Selenium, no such element exception. Now go backside. Vaibhav, class start at 7 o'clock, not at 8:20. Okay, go backside. Go backside, make a note of this exception. Go backside, make a note of this exception. Backside, we have made a columns, right, that day. Exceptions, interview questions. Go backside, make a note of this question. Make a note of reason. If locator name or locator value is wrong, we get no such element exception. No such element exception. You just write, okay? Okay, if locator name or locator value is wrong, we get no such element exception. Clear? Come back. Guys, when I right click inspect on login button, okay, when I right click inspect login button, can you see ID is alphanumerical combination? Can you see this ID is alphanumerical combination? Yes, make a note. Make a note. Make a note. 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 We should never take any locator with alpha numeric combination because the value keeps changing. Always when you are choosing always when you're choosing the locator always when you're choosing the locator it it should be it should be word or letter word or letter, never alphanumerical combination. Never alphanumerical combination. If you take that, you'll get an error. If you take this, you'll get an error. Are you understanding? Are you understanding? Name. Okay. It's not like ID or name. Are you understanding? You should never take alphanumerical combination at all. For any locator, it can be ID, name, all 8 types. It is applicable for all 8 types. Don't think I'm giving only for ID and name. It is applicable for all 8 types locator. Everybody is clear? Everybody is clear? Everybody is clear? Everybody is clear? Go to the interview questions column. I'm going to complete this on Wednesday, Thursday only. From Thursday only, you can try other applications. Till then, you cannot try any other applications. If you try, you will become confused by yourself. To avoid the confusion, have patience for 2 days. Listen to me for 2 days. Now, go to the interview questions column. Go to the interview questions column. Start writing the interview questions. Start writing the interview questions. First question. Interview questions. Please make a note of interview questions. First interview question. I guess I've given you questions on automation and Selenium, correct? I've given you the questions on Shivaya. Shivaya class starts at 7 o'clock, not at 8:30, men. Why are you joining now? For attendance sake? Selenium architecture. Next. Why are you posting the questions in group? Charmi, have you taken any contract to share the questions in the group? People attending, that's the reason I don't create any WhatsApp groups. That's the reason I will not create any WhatsApp groups. Attend the class, get the things in the class. Why are you posting? Don't do that. If I see anybody there, I'll be removing you from the group. Finished? Finished writing? Finished writing? Next, go to Java concepts used in Selenium. Java concepts used in Selenium. Go to that column. What else I want to tell?